Welcome to page 4 of the video series Fast and Easy Pages by Scrapbooking Quebec. In this series, I show you how to make beautiful pages quickly using only basic tools. If you haven't seen the 2-minute introductory video, I suggest you check it out. You can find the link in the comments below. The project in this video is the complementary page to the previous video in this series. That's the layout you see on the screen right now. There is a process video, and again, the link is in the comments below. Please know that both projects can be made as standalone pages. You do not have to make a double page layout to profit from this video. The first step when making a page to coordinate with another is to gather the material you have left over. In this case, it's the white and green cardstock and the gold and green striped paper. For this project, I used 2 more coordinating papers in order to make a frame style foundation. What I'm using here is gold and green papers. Both of them are tone on tone. Now I hesitated between placing the green cardstock and the green tone on tone behind this white paper, and I finally went with the green tone on tone. The reason why I chose this is because I wanted the green cardstock to be more prominent, as it is on the coordinating page. You don't see it at the moment, but believe me, it's nearby. I'm using material from the July 2018 Cocoa Daisy scrapbook kit. It's called Twinkling of the Tea, and you can do this project using the material of your choice. Now this green cardstock will serve as the foundation piece for a photo cluster. And at this point, I'm finding everything a little too square. So I want to break that up a bit, and I cut the green cardstock into a rectangle. This measures 8.5 inches by 8 inches. And now I add a 2-inch strip of paper to place beneath the photo. This serves as a shelf. Already, it's looking less square to me, and I like it more. I'm also adding a photo mat. This repeats exactly what I did on the coordinating page. Now I'm using a 5x7 photo. You can also use 2 3.5x5 vertical photos. Now I'm going to place this photo cluster slightly to the left because I want to make room for this journaling box and some decorations on the right. And my journaling box is a repeat of the coordinating page. It's simply white cardstock outlined with black pen. I'm also going to repeat the ribbon and bow that's on the coordinating page. And I don't have much of this ribbon left, so I am just going to glue a piece to the bottom of my journaling box, and with the little piece that's left over, I'm going to make a bow with it. I'm going to wait a bit before gluing the bow because that will depend on the placement of my decorations and everything else. I might do it to the right, I might do it to the left. I'll see as I start placing my decorations. I also want to point out, when you use the glue you should use to glue down ribbon is, for me anyway, I prefer using glue dots. I find it holds very well. Now I'm going to glue the cluster together, and as always, I recommend you play with placement of photos, title, and decorations before committing with glue, especially if you're making embellishment clusters. I'm not even following my own advice here, and you're going to see me a little later on in this video. I have to move this around a bit. So again, play before you glue. Now it's time to place the title, and this kit came with 2 alphabets. I chose this black one. I placed my title on wax paper so that I could play with the placement. And I recommend a title that's long enough to span the area beneath your photo or photos, because this will further emphasize the shelf on your page. I'm also now playing with the decorations, and this is where you're going to see me move the cluster because I didn't have enough room on the right to place the decorations to my liking. Again, that's why I recommend play before you glue. So now I'm just making a few minor adjustments and I will commit finally. Now what I could have done was taken a photo with my phone of how I placed my decorations. Just as a reminder, I did not do that in this case, but it is something I often do, and it is a good little trick, especially when you're piling up 6 or 7 decorations in the same spot. You know, it's always annoying if you do that and then suddenly forget where you placed the stuff. This string that I'm using here is simply a cotton twine that I bought at the grocery store. It cost me $2.99. I don't know how much is on that spool, but there is an awful lot, and it's neutral. It works well. It's probably for tying meat or something. Anyway, I keep a spool of it on my scrapbooking desk, and I seem to use it quite frequently. Now I'm gluing down the pre-made decorations that came in this kit, and if you are well equipped with tools and stamps and punches and dies, by all means you can do this page and make your own decorations. I'm using pre-made decorations with a kit because that is the theme of this series of videos, Fast and Easy Scrapbook Pages. Now I'm placing down the title, and even though I knew more or less it spanned the area beneath the photo, I'm using a little trick. Because it's a 3-word title, I am putting the first word, I'm justifying it to the extreme left, and the third word, I'm justifying it to the extreme right, and the second word, I will just place it in the middle. It's almost just a surefire way of making sure your title begins and ends where you want it to. Even though I had a good idea, sometimes when you place your title down, the spacing is just a little bit different and it can be off. So that's a little trick. Now I'm placing my bow. I'm doing a few finishing touches here. And what I'm doing here is creating a visual triangle across the 2 pages. And I'm doing that with repetition with these chipboard hexagons. I'm also using some foam squares to pop them up and add some dimension, and I did this with some of the other decorations as well. So as I finish here, I am just going to recap what I do to make 2 pages work together when the first page has already been made, and that process is different than creating a double page layout while mounting the 2 pages simultaneously. First thing is always keep the complementary page nearby for reference. Use some of the same material and add coordinating material. That's where kits come in handy. Also use repetition. In this case, I used white photo mats on both pages. The journaling box and the white frame are outlined in black pen, just like on the opposing page. And I also used a ribbon and bow. Another trick is to create a visual triangle across the 2 pages using repetition. I used the 3 chipboard hexagons for this. And finally, I paired a multi-page layout, that's the first one, with a page using noticeably fewer photos. This provides an eye-pleasing contrast, and it's also a great way to showcase a focal point photo. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it helpful. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, and subscribe to Scrapbooking Quebec. Thanks for watching.